What's going on, everybody? This is John J Gaming on the mic, coming at you guys with some massive news coming from Canuck Studios, who are behind the Maximum Football titles that bear Doug Flutie's name. But before I get into that, man, if you enjoy college sports video games like myself, then I encourage you to smash that like button as well as subscribe to the channel if you happen to be new. Now, let's go ahead and jump into what Maximum Football 2020 just reviewed over the past, couple of minutes, man. So the first thing that I want to get into is what they did with the community feedback that they received from Maximum Football 2019, as well as, during this production phase for Maximum Football 2020 as well. And it actually seems like they made quite a few changes that will be applied to this year's game. For example, they made customizing teams significantly easier by allowing quick color selections for primary and secondary colors, which will save so much time if you're trying to customize a team, and particularly if you want to create your own college football universe. It was also one of the things that I asked for in my full Maximum Football wish list for this year's game, which I'll definitely leave a card on the upper right hand side if you want to check that out later. AI intelligence has also been improved for both sides of the ball, as the defense will not only do a better job across the board, but they will also go after tip passes, making it much more likely for interceptions to happen. But, the defense is not the only side of the ball getting tweaked, as the offense will see improvements as well. The quarterback is going to have a faster release animation, and running backs will have more momentum to help establish that running game while you're playing your college football games in Dynasty or Play Now, which I'll get into later. Not to mention the O-line play has been improved as well, so you don't get sacked as soon as you drop back to pass, because I know that can be annoying sometimes when playing Maximum Football 2019. Speaking of the Play Now mode, you can also play with the college teams in the Play Now mode, which means college football doesn't just exist in the Dynasty mode like it did in Maximum Football 2019. You can even customize your game controls on top of that, so that you could play closer to what your typical play style is, or if you're more used to NCAA 14, or if you've been playing a lot of Madden, you can configure your controls similar to how Madden has their controls set up. And finally, for the season mode, one can play in a 32 team league, for a professional league, of course. So potentially what you can do in this game is you can take your favorite players from the college dynasty that you have in this game and then take them over to the pro season mode if you wanted to. I think that's really cool, just for the immersion factor that this game is really trying to build, really trying to stand out in that regard. Now, speaking of that dynasty mode, what changes did they make to that, since that's the centerpiece of any sports game after all? I think we can all agree on that. And it's quite a few actually. New play calling tendencies have been added between run heavy, balance, and the air raid, so not every college team that you come across in the dynasty will play the same anymore. There will be variation depending on what team you're playing against. Plus, the sim engine has been improved so that you can get through each week at a faster pace, and it will be more accurate too, so that it takes into account the play calling tendencies that each team uses, as well as the actual players' ratings to help create a more realistic college football dynasty. So it's going to be a lot harder for cupcake teams in simulations to make it to a bowl game, let alone the college football playoff. But there was so much more than just that. More realistic recruits will also be generated in Maximum Football 2020, so you'll see less 300-pound quarterbacks, those meme players, as well as a lot more stuff that was added, like transfers, complete team rankings, as well as conference championships, national championships, all of that good stuff. And it just shows the commitment that the guys behind Maximum Football are putting into this college dynasty mode. they have to be applauded for that for sure. Another new feature that will also be introduced to Max Football 2020 is a play designer, and it is exactly what it sounds like, with being able to edit existing plays or even create brand new plays that you can use for both sides of the ball. I don't know exactly what that would look like, but here are a few pictures that, show what that play designer screen currently looks like. I know it's a work in progress right now, but it's a pretty solid concept, I think. And I have to say as well that it certainly looks pretty cool, and I definitely can't wait to use it so that I can dominate in my Maximum Football 2020 dynasties as well. But the thing that caught my attention the most was an official Max Football Sim League that is being hosted by the developers themselves. Not only can you play as a player, coach, or owner, but it does open up the skepticism with maybe playing someone else online potentially. I mean, the NCAA did relax player likeness rules, meaning that not only can players now benefit off their own likeness, but it opens up the possibility that online play could happen. But there's still a lot that's gonna go down. We're gonna hear a lot more news between now and when the game is officially supposed to launch in September of this year. So that's all the news that I have for Maximum Football 2020. I know it's quite a bit. What are you the most excited about? And what else do you think they need for this game? Let me know down in the comments. If you did listen to the entirety of this video, I deeply appreciate that. And hopefully you hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel if you enjoy college sports gaming like myself. This is John J Gaming on the mic, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.